Welcome back everyone. I apologize for the delay. Let's now explore today's editorial vocabulary without further ado. First, we have chagrin. It is a noun that refers to a feeling of annoyance or embarrassment caused by disappointment or failure. In simpler words, it means being upset or embarrassed due to not meeting expectations. See the examples. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't hide her chagrin when she didn't win the competition. Another example is, he couldn't hide his chagrin when his project was rejected by the committee. Synonyms for chagrin include disappointment, annoyance, and embarrassment. Antonyms for this term are satisfaction, delight, and pleasure. Next, we have unraveled. It is a verb that means to undo or to solve or explain something complex or puzzling. In simpler words, it means to untangle or solve a problem. See these examples to understand better. The detective unraveled the mystery by carefully examining the evidence. Another example is, she unraveled the complex problem and presented a simple solution. Synonyms for unraveled include solve, explain, and decipher. On the other hand, words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include complicate, tangle, and confuse. Moving on, we have clogging up. It is a verb phrase that means to block or obstruct, causing congestion or stoppage. In simpler words, it means to block or cause a blockage. For example, the leaves were clogging up the drain, causing water to overflow. Another example is, the traffic jam was clogging up the highway, causing long delays for commuters. Synonyms for clogging up include block, obstruct, and hinder. On the other hand, words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include clear, unblock, and facilitate. Next, we have dissuading. It is a verb that means to convince or persuade someone not to do something. In simpler words, it means to discourage or talk someone out of doing something. For example, he tried dissuading her from quitting her job, but she was determined to leave. Another example is, the teacher dissuaded the students from cheating during the exam by emphasizing the importance of honesty. Synonyms for dissuading include discourage, deter, and inhibit. On the other hand, words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include encourage, persuade, and urge. Moving on, we have vent. It is a verb that means to express or release strong emotions or opinions. In simpler words, it means to let out one's feelings or thoughts. For example, she vented her frustration by shouting and banging her fist on the table. Another example is, he vented his anger by writing a strongly worded letter to the company. Synonyms for vent include express, release, and unleash. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include suppress, repress, and withhold. Moving forward, we have glossed over. It is a verb phrase that means to ignore or downplay something, to give only superficial attention to an issue or problem. For example, the politician glossed over the controversial topic during his speech, avoiding any in-depth discussion. Another example is, the supervisor glossed over the employee's mistake and focused on their achievements instead. Synonyms for glossed over include ignore, downplay, and neglect. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include address, emphasize, and highlight. Next, we have undeterred. It is an adjective that means not discouraged or prevented from doing something, determined and resolute. In simpler words, it means being determined and not giving up easily. For example, despite facing many challenges, she remained undeterred and continued to pursue her dreams. Another example is, the team was undeterred by the setback and worked even harder to achieve their goals. Synonyms for undeterred include determined, resolute, and persistent. On the other hand, words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include timid, anxious, and nervous. Moving on, we have consternation. It is a noun that refers to feelings of anxiety, shock, or dismay, often caused by something unexpected. In simpler words, it means feeling surprised or alarmed by an unexpected event. For example, there was consternation among the employees when they learned about the company's sudden layoffs. Another example is, his sudden resignation caused consternation among his colleagues. Synonyms for consternation include anxiety, shock, and dismay. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include calmness, composure, and reassurance. Don't forget to pronounce the word consternation clearly. Next, we have envisaged. It is a verb that means to imagine or foresee something as a future possibility. In simpler words, it means to imagine or think about something that may happen in the future. For example, the architect envisaged a modern and sustainable design for the new building. Another example is, she envisaged a successful career in the music industry. Synonyms for envisaged include imagine, foresee, and visualize. There are no direct antonyms for this word. Ensure you pronounce the word envisaged clearly. Moving forward, we have knotty. It is an adjective that means difficult, complex, or intricate, involving problems or complications. In simpler words, it means something that is challenging or complicated. For example, he spent hours trying to solve the knotty math problem. Another example is, the negotiation process became even more knotty when new demands were introduced. Synonyms for knotty include difficult, complex, and intricate. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include easy, simple, and straightforward. Next, we have incursion. It is a noun that refers to a sudden invasion or attack. In simpler words, it means an unexpected and hostile entry into a place. For example, the army launched an incursion into the enemy's territory in an attempt to gain control. Another example is, the incursion of pests into the garden destroyed the crops. Synonyms for incursion include invasion, attack, and intrusion. On the other hand, words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include retreat, withdrawal, and exit. Ensure you pronounce the word incursion clearly. Moving on, we have waive. It is a verb that means to relinquish or give up a right or claim voluntarily. In simpler words, it means to surrender or renounce something willingly. For example, the athlete decided to waive her prize money and donate it to charity. Another example is, he waived his right to a fair trial by pleading guilty. Synonyms for waive include relinquish, surrender, and forego. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include claim, demand, and assert. Next, we have entrant. It is a noun that refers to a person or group that enters or joins a particular organization, competition, or field. In simpler words, it means someone who participates or joins in a specific activity or event. For example, the new company is considered a strong entrant in the market due to its innovative products. Another example is, the talented singer was a late entrant into the music industry but quickly gained popularity. Synonyms for entrant include participant, candidate, and competitor. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include dropout and non-candidate. Next, we have overhaul. It is a verb that means to thoroughly examine, repair, or renovate, to make major changes or improvements to something. In simpler words, it means to renovate or make significant changes for improvement. For example, the company decided to overhaul its outdated manufacturing processes. Another example is, the government plans to overhaul the education system to improve its quality and accessibility. Synonyms for overhaul include revamp, renovate, and upgrade. Words with opposite meanings, or antonyms, include maintain, preserve, and retain. Don't forget to pronounce the word overhaul clearly. Next, we have dig in one's heels. It is an idiom that means to resist or refuse to change one's position or opinion, to be stubbornly unwilling to compromise. In simpler words, it means to be stubborn and unyielding. For example, despite the evidence presented to him, he dug in his heels and refused to admit his mistake. Another example is, the union members dug in their heels and refused to accept the proposed pay cut. Synonyms for dig in one's heels include resist, refuse, and oppose. On the other hand, words with opposite meanings include adapt, compromise, and yield. Lastly, we have paradigm. It is a noun that refers to a typical example, model, or pattern of something, a framework or concept that serves as a model or a way of thinking. For example, the discovery of penicillin was a paradigm shift in the field of medicine. Another example is, the technological advancements brought about a new paradigm in the way people communicate and interact. Synonyms for paradigm include example, model, and pattern. Paradigm doesn't have any near antonyms. Ensure you pronounce the word paradigm clearly. Now, it's time for a quick test to see how much you remember from this session. The knotty issues that were glossed over are finally being unraveled, causing consternation among those who had previously ignored them, prompting a much-needed overhaul to address the clogging up of progress. Tell us in the comments how much of this sentence you understood. Can you make a sentence using any of the words we discussed? Share your sentence in the comments below and let us know how well you did. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more engaging educational content.